Our story begins with a beautiful girl named Lynn. She's applying for a voiceover job at a film production company. As part of her audition, she adjusts her vocal tones to match their requirements and starts narrating a story. She tells of a long time ago when there was a beautiful princess loved by everyone. However, an evil witch despised her and cast a spell on her, causing her to sleep until someone who truly loves her kisses her. The judges are captivated by Lynn's storytelling, her compelling voice, and the emotions she conveys. However, during the second test, a girl responsible for the evaluation, who prefers her friend to get the job, presents Lynn with a horror video to voiceover, intending to scare her and disrupt her performance. It's revealed that Lynn suffers from a chronic condition called phobia, which causes her to lose consciousness when frightened, and she typically doesn't regain awareness for 10 hours. A doctor informs her that all possible treatments have been tried except one. He mentions a girl with the same condition who recovered after finding true love. Lynn's friend suggests helping her find someone who genuinely loves her. They attend a launch event for a new movie song performed by a popular singer named Shane. Fans gather to see him, including Lynn and her friend Sally. When Shane appears, the crowd surges, overwhelming Lynn and triggering her phobia. As she's about to faint, a man named Sun Jae intervenes, preventing her fall. It's revealed that he's Shane's brother and a film producer. Later, Lynn is surprised to find she regained consciousness after only 6 minutes instead of the usual 10 hours. The doctor attributes this to the person who helped her. Lynn only remembers he was wearing an all-white suit. Meanwhile, Sun Jae discovers that Shane has a secondary Instagram account following only one person, a girl who posts film dubs and motivational clips in her voice. They consider casting her in their series. Sun Jae visits the address linked to the account and realizes it's Lynn. When she offers him an umbrella in the rain, he recognizes her as the girl he previously assisted, though she doesn't remember him. He enters her shop, which sells music albums and gifts, and she introduces him to the place. He begins searching for something in his mind and tells her. Sun Jae approached Lynn, requesting a music album to help him concentrate. Lynn responded, "I know just the thing. Shane is the perfect singer. His songs are truly beautiful and will help you focus." However, Sun Jae declined, saying, No, I've had enough of Shane at home. He seemed irritated, possibly due to some underlying issue. Lynn handed him an album, mentioning, "By the way, this is my personal favorite." Sun Jae accepted it and left. Later, he visited Shane, congratulating him on his performance and gifting him the album. Despite the gesture, there was noticeable tension between them, suggesting a strained sibling relationship. As Sun Jae departed, Shane reminded him, "Don't forget, tomorrow is Mom's birthday. Please come and try not to mention Dad." Meanwhile, Kang was boasting to his friends about his popularity and how his ex-girlfriend was pleading to get back together. Unbeknownst to him, his ex, Sally, was sitting right behind him, overhearing everything. She confronted him, sarcastically saying, "Oh, please, take me back. I can't resist you." Kang was shocked to see her and asked, "What are you doing here?" Sally replied, "I came because I couldn't breathe without seeing you. You're the one who didn't come back to me." She continued, "I was considering giving us another chance, but after hearing what you said, consider yourself blocked from my life." She reminisced about the times he waited outside her house all night, but now she left him with his friends, emphasizing the importance of honesty in relationships. Later, Lynn and Sally were at the company to complete the next part of their audition. They were asked to deliver a line in various tones. After finishing, they were informed they had passed, but Lynn stated she wouldn't sign the contract until she met Shane. Sun Jae agreed and took her to his mother's birthday party, knowing Shane would be there. His mother was delighted to see him and even more thrilled to meet Lynn, thinking her son had finally found someone special. Sun Ji gave his mother a gift, and she, along with Lynn, joined the rest of the guests. She took the opportunity to get to know Lynn better, asking her numerous questions. Afterwards, Sun Jae told Lynn that Shane was upstairs and encouraged her to speak with him. Feeling nervous, she stepped outside to gather her thoughts and plan how to confess her condition to him. Coincidentally, Shane was browsing her page and listening to her recent recordings. He came downstairs and saw Lynn talking to herself, reciting lines from her recordings. Startled upon seeing him, Lynn feared he had overheard everything. Shane reassured her, saying he found her real-life persona even more endearing than her online presence. He then sent her a message from his email, revealing he had been following her work all along. Overjoyed, Lynn realized Shane had been listening to her recordings without her knowledge. They sat down and talked, with Shane expressing his admiration for her and her unique approach. Lynn expressed her desire to spend as much time with him as possible. When Shane asked why, she hesitated, preparing to reveal the truth about her condition. She began to tell him about her illness and what happens when it strikes, explaining that he could be her cure. However, Shin didn't believe her and thought she was just another obsessed fan. He left, leaving her upset and disheartened. She went to her friend to share what had happened. While they were talking, Sun's mother approached them and proposed an arrangement. Lynn would live with her son and help him out. She explained that he had started showing signs of isolation, often talking to himself, and needed someone to keep him company. Lynn agreed, thinking there was nothing better than being close to Shin. She signed the contract, received the house keys, and moved in. Lynn began cleaning and organizing the house before Shin arrived. Meanwhile, Shin was feeling down, believing that people only approached him because of his fame. He was about to delete all her recordings, but decided to verify her story first. He contacted the doctor and scheduled an appointment to learn the truth. After finishing the cleaning, Lynn was resting when Sun entered the house and noticed her presence. She quickly stood up, surprised to find herself living in the same house as Shin. They started arguing, and Lynn called Sally to cancel the contract. Sun wasn't pleased with the situation either, and called Jang to confront him for involving his mother. Upon reviewing the contract, they discovered that the minimum duration before cancellation was 2 months, and terminating it earlier would incur a hefty fine. Lynn had no choice but to stay, hoping that if her condition worsened, Shin would come to her aid since it was his brother's house. Sun set some ground rules for cohabitation, designated times for meals, and a requirement for her to keep her voice down. He installed a device to monitor her voice levels, warning that any violations would result in fines. The next day at the company, her colleague encouraged her regarding work. The director informed her that she needed to meet with Shin that day to schedule future meetings. She went to Shin's house, and upon opening the door, she immediately apologized for the previous incident, assuring him she wasn't obsessed with him. Shin had already visited the doctor and confirmed that everything she said was true. They sat down, and he asked for her opinion on a piano piece he played. After finishing, he explained that the piece was composed by a famous artist as an apology to his lover, and he considered it his own apology to her. Shin told her that if she ever experienced another episode, she should call him immediately without hesitation, and he would come to her. As a breeze passed by, he gave her his jacket to keep her warm. Later, she returned home and had a video call with Sally, sharing everything that had happened. She was thrilled that Shin was treating her kindly and even organized a celebration for her. While they were talking, Sun approached from behind and Lynn was startled. Shin caught her as she fainted, realizing she was unconscious. He laid her on the couch and called for an ambulance, noticing her heart rate had significantly dropped. He continued administering first aid until the ambulance arrived. Just as he was about to perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, she regains consciousness, turns her face away, yells at him, and leaves, clearly upset. She calls her sister to recount what happened, mentioning that she didn't have anything of his, like his jacket. She speculates that the jacket might have been the reason she regained consciousness due to its scent, but she had already washed it, and the scent was gone. Later, Sun calls his mother, asking how she convinced her to stay with him at home and endure his temperamental behavior. He's shocked when his mother reveals that she told her he was autistic and struggles with social interactions. Feeling remorseful, he goes to Lynn to apologize, assuring her he won't bother her again. To prove his sincerity, he cancels all her penalties and promises to grant her any request. Lynn then asks for something with Shin's scent. He responds, "His scent? Shin is still alive." She clarifies, "I mean something that truly carries his scent." Subsequently, Lynn and Shin visit the doctor, where Shin explains everything. The doctor suggests giving her something personal of Shin's. Shin agrees and takes her to his wardrobe. She searches for something to take, but finds all his clothes are high-end brands and feels uncomfortable taking any. Instead, Shin offers her a wooden musical instrument he crafted himself, which she happily accepts. Later, Sun returns home and hears Lynn talking to someone in her room. He knocks, and when she opens the door, he demands to know who she's brought into the house, emphasizing the sanctity of their home. He tries to enter her room, but she resists. Eventually, he forces the door open, and a girl runs out. They chase her, but she's surprisingly agile. When they catch her, Sun questions Lynn about the girl. Lynn explains that her name is Jovi, and she brought her to practice her role and help with acting. Sun, still upset, asks them to leave. They sit outside the house, but Sun, being kind-hearted, eventually lets them back in. The next day, they listen to his new song. Lynn is immediately impressed, praising it highly. Sun is delighted by her reaction and gives her a small pendant to wear around her neck, saying it's something she can carry everywhere and that it might help if her phobia returns. Later, Lynn is at Sun's house, cleaning. She notices a room that's usually locked but now open. Curious, she enters to clean and discovers many items from his childhood. While cleaning, she accidentally knocks over a wooden bookshelf. Feeling guilty, she wonders how someone wealthy like him lives in such a place and keeps such a fragile bookshelf. She gathers the fallen items and considers discarding the bookshelf. Sun returns home with Jovi after taking her out. Lynn has prepared food for them. As they sit and eat, the conversation turns to Shin. So you're remembered fondly. Don't be a jerk. And with that, the first season of the series ends. If you enjoyed it, give it at least 10,000 likes, and we'll release the second season.